Hey guys, today we are going to be installing the upgraded purge valve assembly for the Ford Focus ST. So what you're going to have is the purge valve assembly for the front and rear, the 6AN to 1/8 NTP fitting, and the block off for the passenger side of the intake. What tools you're going to need is 11/16 wrench, a flathead screwdriver, some sort of pry, typically a small flathead for the old purge valve, and for that you're also going to need a light to see with, and besides that, maybe a set of dikes to be able to cut any vacuum lines if you're running a blow-off valve to your purge valve. Let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take out your intake box. That's going to depend highly on your setup, how much of it you have to take out. If you need to take out your whole intake or just the box and the elbow or the first half of the tube, but basically you're going to need to take off as much as you can to get enough room to be able to access the purge valve easily and access the assembly. So enjoy this time lapse of Devin, and then we'll get to the next part. Now that you've got the intake box off, you're going to start by removing the OEM purge valve. So with that, there is a clip back here. I don't know if you can see it. You're going to pull that off. There's two tabs on it. You pull those out and it pops out real easy like that. And then you're going to do that the same on the intake manifold side, and then push in the little green button here and pop that out. Same for the intake side. So now that you've got that completely unhooked, you're not actually going to need to remove the mount for the purge valve. You're just going to slowly snake this guy, the whole purge valve, out, leaving the rubber isolator intact. And then you can just work it through and then unplug the purge valve while you're doing this. The purge valve is disconnected. You can continue to snake this out through the rubber isolator. Quick note is the purge valve assembly is going to connect to your sound Composer Delete. So if you're running a blow-off valve reference to your sound Composer Delete, you're going to have to move it, and the assembly you're getting should come with a fitting for you to be able to move your blow-off valve fitting to the assembly. So we'll start by removing that. Before you install the purge valve assembly, you're going to want to clear your sound Composer Delete. As mentioned earlier, if you have a blow-off valve fitting, this is when you're going to take it out, and if not, just get rid of the plug that's in there and install as a test fit your 6AN to 1/8 NPT fitting, and make sure it is clocked to your battery, so that way you can install the purge valve assembly properly. Now after you do that, take out the AN fitting and put Loctite on it to make sure that it's not going to leak and not come undone on you. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to want to take this block off fitting that's provided and then just use it to cap the passenger side of the intake. So you'll go down here and then just stick it on there, and then you're good to go. I don't know if you can see that. It's right down there. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your push fitting that has your fuel filter and run that to the gas line back here that you took the original one off, and then push it until it clicks in place, and then just give it a quick pull, not hard, just to make sure it's stuck in place. You're going to want to install the front half of the assembly to your AN fitting, and if you have a blow-off valve, relocate your blow-off valve fitting to the provided tap and run that to your blow-off valve. Once you get that installed, tighten it probably 1/8 of a turn with an 11/16 wrench, and then next we're going to move on to installing the actual purge valve. With these purge valves, this side is going to go towards your rubber isolator, and it's going to fit in there just like that, as such, and just fit it into the rubber isolator. And then put each fitting on either side, push that on to the purge valve. Got the purge valve and the rubber isolator and each side connected. You're going to want to tighten those hose clamps and tighten it until the purge valve cannot leave the hose clamps. After that, you're going to want to take the purge valve's electrical connector, which is right here, and put it back in the purge valve.